So that brings to the last part of today's program, but very important panel roundtable will be taking place now. This is a roundtable on reimagining the classroom teaching methods. And I request Mr. Karan Gaur, Director, JKG International School, to moderate this roundtable. I'll just...
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. Though it is the difficult phase because everyone is most of them you have left and most of them are waiting to leave. So let's talk about the topic that is reimagining the classroom teaching methods. When I was teaching, then there was a system to teach. That was first you just imagine the things according to the curriculum and then deliver the topic in the class. Now what we supposed to do is reimagine the things as per the curriculum but with the new methodology. That methodology can be project-based learning, experiential learning, robotics. There are n number of ways to teach students nowadays. And even I believe there are so many schools who have changed the system the way earlier it was. Let me share what way we are doing in our school. In grade 8, there is a chapter in SST in science, crop production and soil production. So what we supposed to do is, we have create a experiential learning lab in our school premises. And once in a week for 4 to 5 hours, students used to go in that lab. So let's come to the topic, that soil production and crop production, how we teach them. Before touching that topic in the classroom, they used to, whenever they used to go in the labs, we told them to do all those things on your own. They have to sow the seeds, they have to take care of the plants. And we started this from this session only and from April. And we got that students are taking keen interest and learning fast as compared to the normal classroom. When we got the vegetables and other things in our hand, they used to sell in the PTMs so that they can know the importance of the food. Because nowadays we have seen most of the kids, either they don't eat or they throw the food in the table or they just leave the food in the table. But when they came to know the importance and how difficult it is to get the food on your table, this is also one of the learning and moral education which is needed nowadays. Another thing what they learn is, because we have done this project before the class, normal teachers started the chapter, we have seen drastic change in slow learners as well. Because the learners who are very slow, they are responding in the classes. So let me ask one question to the speakers in the panel. Do you really feel that reimagining the classroom teaching methods are need of today? And if yes, then what and how? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. And I know we are at the end of the session, and it's been quite a long day, a tiring day, but a lot of learning happening here. I'm sorry, I'm just facing the audience and speaking so that, there's an interaction. What happens is, to put this thing in place, we follow only I'm doing it in my school, is the principle of 3 E's. The 3 E's means what you said about the preschool, the engaging classrooms, engaging, experimenting, and exploring. As long as we follow these 3 E's throughout the system, the classroom is well taken care of, irrespective of the standard that we teach in, irrespective of the subject that we deal in. So how do we do it is one simple example I'll give you. Now supposing I have to teach English. Now when we teach English right from grade 1 across to grade 10, we introduce novels right from grade 1. Because we believe what to teach is important, but how to teach, how to learn is more important. And the classroom space is having a relationship between two people. There is a learner and there is a facilitator. So when the facilitator becomes a learner and the learner becomes the facilitator, the problem is taken care of. So we try to put the onus of learning onto the students. You put the onus of the learning on the students and it happens. Again, I would like to say that yes, there are challenges. We have questions coming from parents that how are you going to cover the syllabus, but that is taken care of if we stand, we put our foot down and convince them that the how of teaching is more important. And the later on years, when they come to the high schools, it will fall in place. The classroom methodology is doing very well in this classroom spaces in the schools.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And you are very rightly said that definitely parents will come with this question that how you are going to complete the curriculum. But at the end of the session, when they will see the changes in their ward,
Yes.
their student, then only they will praise you
No, the
that
thing
you
is,
have done
yes,
something
I have parents
amazing.
who come and tell me, I've been getting full marks in mathematics. How is it that my child is not even understanding? I tell them, please hold on. Every child is different. The child will get marks. The marks will come. Marks will come, but just have patience. They might not come in grade 3. They might not come in grade 4. They will come in grade 9. They'll come in grade 10. But you need to have patience for this. And this is the way we have to convince the parents, because it's not possible. Simple. Parents come with all sorts of questions. Right in grade 1 admission. Will my child get admission in IIT? Admission is for grade 1, but the question is after, what will happen 15 years down the line. So these are the kind of things we do face. But again, at the same time, as somebody rightly pointed out, there has to be a happy, environment in the school. So the school environment, the classroom spaces have to be vibrant enough, made by the people who are on the field, in the field, so by the students and of the students. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sir, would you like, okay, yeah, sir, please.
There should be a fundamental shift in the classroom setup itself. If we feel that there should be reimagining the classroom, the need of the technology, the type of learning which we are speaking about. I feel, the classroom setup where there is a rows and columns, there should be a fundamental shift. And number 2, the goal of the classrooms is not the marks. There should be a fundamental shift on that. Point number 3 is the assessment system. There should be a shift on this. Then I think a lot of learning will happen as per the needs and the future of the child, based on the future of the child.
And in what way you want to change the assessment system? Is there any particular?
So it should happen the formative and summative. That is from the time, from immemorial. This is happening, and this has to happen very frequently, not at the end of the term. It should happen as the learning happens, and it should be monitored as well. The remedial system and the feedback system should happen.
Yeah, perfect. Remedial systems and all. Yeah, that is needed for few students. So you want to put some.
Thank you. First thing that we have been discussing for the whole day, that is the topic. Now we are focusing on the topic, but we don't have patience to listen, or that is the last hour. So whatever we have discussing, completely that teacher is the sole responsible and the key man for success. And first of all, now the question comes, that is, are we getting the adequate teacher or the quantitative, that is qualitative teacher? Neither nor. Neither we are getting adequate teacher or nor qualitative. So the emerging need of the challenges just for the next generation, it is all depending upon the teacher. So first, the teacher should be a facilitator, that who can, and that is a knowledge experts, that is called content experts. If the teacher has no content expertization, that no method can be implemented and no system can be regulated. So that is the first, because most of the teachers are basing on the chalk and talk method. They do not go for that is the experiments or engaging all the time. That is the teacher, most of the teachers feels, I am a best teacher if I say more things in the classroom, if I teach loudly in the classroom. So that means the headmaster or the principal can know that teacher is teaching well. So that's why, first of all, the teacher should have that expert in the content. Another, that is the collaborative leader. Another, the teacher, everything can be success. example, if instead of a monotonous teaching or that is a teacher-centered teaching, so it should be learner-centered and it should be collaborative. The teacher should be a kind of teacher that is a collaborative teacher. That the teaching method must be collaborative. So there will be success. So another point we can say that culturally competent educator. So differs, time to time it differs also, that it should be a competent educator, that is a culturally competent educator. So these are points to be taken care, and these are the challenges and the reimagining learning for the next generation.
So, thank you so much, sir, for your words. I just want to randomly ask, yes, ma'am, please.
The gentleman here was talking about, changing our classrooms in the way they should be seated. I think that's really important because the traditional way of teaching means that the children are facing forward, the teacher is delivering a lecture, and there's very little participation from the children.
Yeah, actually,
there
it
is-
seems like that a Hitler is doing something, or a jailer
Exactly.
is
So you've got, the tyrant
giving
in
some
the front
lecture.
and the
Yeah,
dictator
a
dictating.
classroom should be friendly with the student, and even I
Exactly.
believe we should ask to the students that what type of classroom you want, what type of color of your classroom should be,
Exactly.
what type of furniture is comfortable for you.
So we've got to give them bright classrooms.
Right,
We've
right.
got to vary the classrooms so that every year they're looking and saying, where am I going now? What's my place I'm going to? Is it an exciting place to be? If you, there's something called cooperative learning, where children are seated around tables in a classroom. They work together, engage with each other in discovering the information which is being given rather than it being imparted to them. And the grading system is also such that a child who, as I say, is a slow learner, if he should just up his grades by even 1 or by 2, he immediately gets a weightage which contributes to his table and his team, and he becomes a very important member of the team as a result. So every child is contributing towards the learning at his table.
in some or other way.
Exactly.
I
And
mean,
that is what
we should
makes-
not stick to the marks only.
Yes.
This is the only problem
Exactly.
with
It's
the
how
parents.
much.
Yeah.
For example, in
Because-
our school, we have something called star students, okay? It's a kid who's just increased his grades by 2 grades. It's not a scholar kid. You get 2 grades up, you get a scholar badge. I mean, that gives them so much encouragement.
See,
It's the little
let
things.
me share you
Exactly.
with my experience. I have never been scholar in my childhood, and I'm standing here in front of all the principals. So it's not about marks actually. If there is overall development in the student or in a child, we should not stick on the marks. So anyone else, sir, please.
This reimagining about which you are talking right now is not the need of the hour, it's always required. That reminded me when I started my career 32 years back in my Birla Public School. I was just using chalk and duster initially, but when I observe the students are not able to understand the things in a proper way, then only one thing I have done, I changed my classroom. Instead of classroom, I am a science teacher. Instead of taking class in the classroom, I took them to the biology lab.
Perfect.
And there I used to take the classes and using the different gadgets like epidoscope, OHP, slide projector. At that time, computer was not available.
You started the way of teaching which we are thinking
32
right now.
32
years
years
back.
back.
We
So at
should
that time-
applaud
at
for
that
him.
time-
Yeah.
At that time, I observed whenever I am using any other thing other than the chalk and duster, they are learning much better way. After a year, I stopped using chalk and duster and I started using OHP, epidoscope, slide projector, film projector, and showing to the student the biology. And without using even a chalk, I used to explain to the student how to draw a diagram in a biology. A hard diagram they used to draw within 30 seconds. Then slowly and slowly I developed my own style
Sir,
of teaching.
it's all about passion about teaching actually, right?
and in
Right.
1990
As sir said that it is very difficult
Yes.
to get the passionate teachers now.
In
And even
19
in the morning sessions we have heard that
yes.
good teachers are not coming in this industry,
And
right?
in 1990, I was the first person who got autonomy from the Central Board of Secondary Education
Oh,
in
that's
class
great, sir.
9th and 10th.
That's great. That's great.
Because I have done a lot of things. All those things we proposed we sent to the CBSE and applied for the autonomy, and I was the first person who got the autonomy. And after
Great, sir,
getting
great.
autonomy, a lot of changes have occurred in the system of teaching, in curriculum and judging the students in my school, and slowly a lot of changes occurred, and students started learning in a very easy manner. The biology, I used to teach biology. The subject which they used to feel ki it used to be mug up. It used to be without any mugging up. They used to understand everything in the classroom. There is no need of mugging up and explain the subject in the exam room and getting the very good marks. And the same style I started giving to my teachers when I became a principal. That you do all these types of things, change your style every time. They will learn in a much better way.
Much better.
So it's a need of the, not only today, it's right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning,
Right from
but
the beginning.
actually alarm has rung just now,
But
only few years back.
Because now it's a very important.
Yeah.
But the person, those who have learned all these things long back,
Yeah.
they are doing all these things.
Thanks for your words, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I would focus on how can design thinking transform the practices. And what's happening these days in the schools, not these days, I think the time we started teaching, studying. There was a curriculum designed by some elder. There was a curriculum by the board, to say not by the board, it was 9th and 10th. But otherwise also curriculum is designed by somebody else. Okay? I am not in the picture.
Planning, lesson plans designed by someone else.
Lesson plan designed by the teacher, and the result of that is what I want to learn, I don't get as a student. So now that redesigning is required, that in the classroom, just sharing a small practice if we all do in our schools, I think the children will go to the next level. This new generation is a very well exposed generation. Their knowledge, when we say teachers to be equipped with knowledge, sorry, the knowledge is now barrierless, and this generation is much more smarter, learned than the teachers of yesteryears, or
Right,
the
right.
teachers present at the
As
moment.
someone said that technology will not replace teachers, but if teachers will not accept the technology, it will replace you.
So what is required to be done is, please consider what in today's time, and I'll give you as a pre-primary level or the primary level. In our times, it was taught in the class, a picture is shown and what is this, see a car, right? Now today, the child does not even call it a car.
Even
They
before
call it-
you will tell him this is a car, he will tell you, ma'am, this is a car, please change the
No,
car.
sorry. He will tell you, this is Maruti.
Maruti,
And
Mercedes,
not
yeah,
even
right.
Maruti. This is Amaze. This is so and so. So they
Right.
will tell you the model also. So we need to now talk about, so in our school, to cut it short, what we do is we adopt a KWL model. And that is, what does the child, a topic is there, what does the child know? Let's list down all that in the class. Then what W is, what do they want to know? These children want to know something. So we write down on the board, it's on the board, that in this topic the child wants to know this. So every child gets an opportunity to list that what they want to know. And then the teacher has to design the methodology, transact it, and at the end of it, well, there is learnt curriculum. So what have they learned? At the end of it, they do take whatever I wanted to know, or whatever is the complete class wanted to know. The teacher has to put it together that have I covered all the queries of the children of my class for this topic. And believe me, it brings in a lot of learning, lot of engagement, lot of exploration, and the parents are kept in the loop. And the interesting is, a parent comes to my office that, ma'am, my child has been asking, if teacher misses, my child has been asking about this, and this particular teacher in this particular class has not solved that query.
Oh.
So the parents are engaged in it, parents are involved in it, and they support, because today only schools don't work in isolation. So
Yeah,
parents,
without parent support, there is no good learning outcome
so
from
our written curriculum, our taught curriculum, and our learnt curriculum, they are two different things, and if the schools do like this,
Perfect,
I believe
perfect. And you are doing for all the till
Till
grade?
grade
Yes, till grade 12. Perfect, perfect. Can we share any best practices regarding this reimagining classroom? Yes,
One
sir.
more thing I want to share with you, where I am working right now, 10 years back when I joined, computers were there, but the teachers were reluctant of using the computer. No, no, sir, गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा, but you start using, but they were not ready. So I made a slight change in my style. If you want to submit your leave application, type it, take a print out and then give it to me, then I will sanction your leave. Anyhow, slowly and slowly they started. Because training was given to them, they started using. But then I found that they made a template. Just simply they change the name, sign it and then give it to me. Then I started writing remarks. Okay, change the font from this to this, size from this to this. This has compelled them to use the computer, go to the computer and use it. Ultimately, now everybody is computer savvy and without any difficulty, all work they are doing fully on computer.
Perfect.
Without
Can
any
anyone share, the ma'am has shared one of the best
Yeah.
practices. Can anyone of you share? Yes, sir.
We have a design thinking curriculum where we incorporate STEM learning as well. So in that we have included the arts, language, science, technology, engineering and math. In that what happens is a child will be given a problem. They have to find a solution.
That child will be from any age group?
From grade 1 to grade 9.
Okay.
So one problem, one solution they have to find out. And one project they have to do, they have to find a solution for that. Third, they will be given a solution, but they have to find a problem. What is the problem for that?
So during the class or you are giving some time period?
During the class itself. This separate class, 45 minutes period.
Okay.
We have a curriculum for that and we do it. At the last, they have to find out do the project, find out the results, and they have to log it up, and they should implement it. That's how we do it.
That's good. That's nice. It's good to share your best practices because this is the motive of these type of conferences, to know the best practices and to do the best services for the
if
students.
I may say one very important
ma'am.
thing is
Please.
teaching our teachers not to think that preparing for a classroom means you have to spend hours doing it. They have this fear that I've got to make teaching aids, I've got to draw, I've got to produce, these flashcards, I've got to design a PowerPoint. It's not necessary at all. Teach your teachers to enjoy what they're doing. Teach them to engage your kids. Small things. You want to teach them, I'm an English teacher. You want to teach them the format of a letter. Line up your kids in front. You are the address. You are the date. You are the second address. You are the subject matter. You are the 3 paragraphs. You are the signature. You are the name. Now shuffle them and have a match. Put 2 sets on and say, okay, let's see which team can get into order first. You've turned something as boring as a format of a letter